We're going to look at how to add time-off types to meet the needs of your employees and your company work practices. Before allocating time-off allowance to your employees, we must first set up and configure time-off types, which can be used by your users in accordance to your policies and procedures. Some of your time-off types would have been already created for you during your implementation phase. To view existing time-off types or create new ones, we simply go to Administration, HR, Time-off Management, and then time-off types. Here we can see all of the time-off types which were listed and can be edited or deleted as required. In this case though, we're going to create a new time-off type. We're going to add a new time-off type called voluntary work. Here you can add a meaningful description for this new time-off type. If applicable, add this new time-off type to a parent. Next, we choose the calendar color. You can select a color from the slider right here, or you enter a hexadecimal color from your own values. When you're done, click on Choose. Please note that when time-off types are partially visible on the public calendar and has yes but no reason shown, the color will always default to blue for employees as line managers to help with data privacy. Deduct from employee allowance allows you to control what type of allowance you want your employees to have one. In this case, we're going to click on Limited Allowance. You can specify an initial limit, which will be the maximum number of days an employee can take without showing in their overall allowance. Limit date allows you to specify whether the limit is per rolling year or holiday year. In other words, in the last 12 months. Employment period in months means that only employees with more than 9 months service, for instance, will get this time-off type. In these two fields, let's say, for example, an employee requests more than 5 days voluntary work. Perhaps it's a single request or a multiple request. The request will then get split with the first 5 days being booked as first unpaid voluntary work and the remainder as special leave. Authorize is used to indicate if a time-off type is being pre-authorized. We're going to allow our employees to request this time-off type through the Quick Launch option. So we'll select Yes. After clicking Submit, we can see the time-off type has been successfully added. And here it is, listed in our time-off types. Now, let's take a look at how this time-off type can be used by an employee user. Here we are logged in as the employee user. If we click on the Quick Launch button, we can see here the voluntary work time-off type. Click on Request Voluntary Work. Similar to the other time-off types, we can go ahead and add our start date. And then our end date. And then click on Calculate Duration. The employee can now see a warning that tells them that they have insufficient entitlement to book this request as voluntary work. The additional days that they have requested will be deducted from their annual entitlement. At this stage, if the employee is happy to go ahead, they can click Submit. The employee can now see the request that has been split into two parts, voluntary work and special leave, both in which are pending approval. As a manager's login page, To the right, you can see the request in the workflow section. They also appear in the calendar as two separate colors. You can see the time of request by simply clicking on it. As a manager, you can then approve or decline these requests, but before you do so, you can go ahead and click on the calendar button to take a look and see if this request has an impact on any events or request. As you can see here, there is a time off booked and approved for another employee, which can perhaps affect your company policies. As the manager, you can either edit this request and the start date to remove the conflict, or simply to decline the request. And here you will see that the request has been declined. In this case, there are also 5 days special leave approval for this employee. This is because 10 days voluntary work were requested, but the employee is only entitled to 5 days voluntary work. As a manager, you can go ahead and edit, approve, or decline this request.